You ready? All right. It is 9:30 a.m. Third day of December. We'll bring a special session of Somervell County Commissioners Court to order. Let the record show Larry Halsey, John Curtis, Danny Chambers, Kenneth Wood, Don Krantz are all present. Item number 1, discuss take action on authorizing RFP for a project at the golf course. And I know we had 3 projects we discussed. The reason I left that pretty open. I think the one that we wanted to pursue was a pavilion, but I won't swear to that.
That's correct. I had met with the proposed construction manager for the project, and I had communicated one project to them, and then later I discovered that another project was communicated to them by somebody else. So I was off, and so instead of, I felt like we probably needed to nail it down this morning, and that is why agenda item is, this one is number 1 with the proposed selection of the construction manager number 2, so that we would know exactly what project we're wanting to do. The 3 projects proposed were 2 restrooms on the golf course, the tear down and rebuild of the pavilion area, or not tear down, but the
tear down but not rebuild.
Right, the storage room and stuff like that. And then the other is the bell tower. So I didn't know which project it was that we're wanting to start off with first. And just as an aside, I know that there's been some communication. We want to talk about just what is our role. We did find out in the actual government code, chapter 2269, subchapter E, for those of you that would like to read it one night if you're so inclined. There is a special section for the use of construction managers, and it talks about the procedures that we were able to do. We're able to hire the construction manager as professional service, not utilize that. We don't have to go out for bid for that purpose. We can actually select that person or firm. The rules of which are that the construction manager acts as our agent, dealing with subs, supervising the construction, verifying invoices, collection of paperwork, such as invoices to be submitted to the auditor's office. They approve the invoices, then they submit them to the auditor's office, who then prepares the payments for you guys to approve. And so they sign off on the fact that what's being billed has actually been done and or delivered. They are not allowed to participate in any of the bidding. They are to be totally our agent. They get the lien waivers at the end of the project and make sure we have all the releases and everything of that nature. The way the bidding would have to work is that we would still, because the project would be over $50,000, we would then go out for RFP, which is what we're talking about here, but we would just be going after the actual trades that we're looking for. So we would do one RFP in the paper for 2 weeks, talking about we're taking proposals for the following construction project, and these are the items that are needed: masonry, concrete, millwork, whatever. I mean, we'll have it. We will open up those RFPs in court, take them under advisement. We will then pass those RFPs to our selected construction manager, who will evaluate them, and then make a recommendation back to this court for awarding based upon their review. Any questions, looking at specifications, going out visiting the site, whatever, again, that would be the responsibility of the construction manager. So any of these subcontractors who are asking specific questions about the project, we would then, the auditor's office would refer them over to the construction manager for visiting and that kind of stuff. And again, that's all outlined in the government code, so we're following it completely.
So they'll work with the contractors as far as requesting, get the bids, get to you, bring back to the court will approve, and then we move forward with the project.
That is correct. You know, and they become when they evaluate the bids, obviously, they're gonna make sure that everything is apples to apples as far as, specs on equipment, specs on materials, specs on finish out, all of that stuff.
And when we get the initial RFP back on whatever project we decide to go with, when we receive it back, it'll be for the complete project, correct?
It'll be for those sections. We will be awarding each section that the construction manager identifies. I've asked them I don't want to have 20 different sections of construction.
Right.
I would like to have it down to hopefully less than 10. Electrical, plumbing, and for those disciplines to fit under those trades. I don't want to have 26 different bids that we're awarding.
Right. And then when we look at the entire package that'll be submitted back to us, that will be for like the restrooms at the pavilion and redo the pavilion.
That's correct. It'll be for that one project.
Okay, and it'll be in its entirety. When we get it, receive it, once we approve it, then they can take it and run
It'll
with
be
it.
tabulated onto a spreadsheet, and you'll see that entire project
Okay.
with those 10 awards.
Okay.
If by chance that we don't have a proposal on a particular section, we are under the government code. We are free to go to the open market and purchase ourselves. So,
All right.
that's just the only caveat. So with the first, obviously the reason we put this on the first for the on the agenda is because there are 3 projects and felt like we needed to discuss and nail down which project we actually want to move forward with. First.
Get through one and then worry about the second one. Well, it's my understanding, and maybe I'm wrong, I'm not speaking for the court, that we were interested in the new restrooms and the pavilion first. Is that correct?
The restrooms at the pavilion.
Yes, the restrooms right there behind the pavilion, closing in the pavilion, putting the roll-up door on the pavilion, and then get the pavilion totally finished, and then before we move forward to the next project. Now, that's just my understanding. Is that correct or is that wrong?
What about the restrooms out on the course?
That's yet to come. That would be either the second or the third project.
Okay, so the pavilion is the one we're looking at, correct?
Yes. Well, now that's my understanding. I won't swear that that's what we want to move with first.
Yes.
But
That is the project with a total estimated cost of $103,381.40, of which $17,000 is the construction management fee.
and I would imagine after we get that done, we'd want to do the bell tower next because that would clean up that project, and then we could go to the restrooms out on the golf course.
Yeah, and there's a chance we might want to do all 4.
By the time we get to that point. All right.
What do we need, a motion?
I need a motion to declare which project we want to go out for RFPs on and move forward.
Make a motion that we solicit RFPs for the identified pavilion modifications and changes, and for the bell tower.
Well,
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is good.
There you go. Just the pavilion.
Pavilion.
we're taking out item 1 first.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're identifying the project.
The pavilion with the restrooms at the pavilion.
The pavilion as what's identified in this proposal.
Okay.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
All right. So I have a motion to move forward with the pavilion and the modifications to the pavilion. Is that correct?
Yes. That is
Do I have a
correct.
second?
Second.
I have a second by Larry. Any further questions or discussion?
Well, and we've got the space reserved in the paper. We'll have to run it for 2 weeks, and we will get the proposals back in. We'll set that
Right.
date and come back. We'll probably be meeting before the end of the year, and we can open up those proposals so we keep momentum going.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't want to let you retire without another couple of meetings, so We're trying. I'll miss y'all, so I want to see you.
I'll miss you too.
Yeah. I have a motion by John, and I have a second by Larry. I think Sonia's got a couple of questions about probably the motion.
Yes, I just need to repeat the motion for me, please.
Good luck with that.
I make a motion that we,
Solicit RFPs for pavilion at the restrooms, close to the pavilion.
The pavilion project.
the
Okay.
pavilion, yes.
Thank you.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said project? That's 5 for, 0 against. One minute little bitty step. All right. Item number
It's a
2.
huge step.
Yeah, it was. Apparently, yes, you're right. A long time in coming. All right. Discuss, take action on selection and engagement of construction manager for project at golf course, which we just went out for RFPs on. Back to you, Brian.
We have had a meeting and or several meetings, and I guess the consensus of Commissioner Halsey and the county judge who've been in attendance at these meetings is that we select Summit Construction Group out of Glen Rose to be our construction manager under the provisions of the government code. What you have in front of you is their proposed contract, and there are a couple of sections or a couple of items there that upon review we'd like to update. And then also to let you know that the county attorney has been out most of the week last week and has not had a chance to review it. So any motion to approve the judge executing this would need to be predicated upon the county attorney blessing it, approving it. I know, Judge, you had made a mention of one item you wanted to change.
Article 5, a compensation and payment. I'd just like to put in there on each project not to exceed wherever we get to as project by project, not to exceed whatever amount that we all agree on when we bring it back to the court. And then the inclusive of reimbursable expenses. I know it says it's going to be on attachment C, but I just like that Schedule C, like that to be a little bit more refined or defined on what reimbursable expenses are going to be.
And, one of the things that I felt like we needed to have here, because we're taking these projects one at a time, is that we either need the construction management agreement to just be project specific,
right,
or if we want to just do this one time, have the projects listed individually so that we know, which one, because as it stands right now, it's a cumulative total that's in there for all three.
Right.
And so just felt like we needed to have that, as we're moving forward with the one pavilion project, we either need to have the contract specifically for the pavilion project or have a schedule for each project as we approve them to move forward for compensation with those compensation amounts.
And you don't make those changes to this?
I specify that we should, yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, if we're not gonna do one project, this needs to be just one project.
Okay. So we'll make this project specific. Okay.
Well, wait a minute. If we're going to utilize this for more than one project, do we make it?
Well, we don't know that yet.
Well, that's the thing. If we make it project specific for the next project, we can hire them under professional services and sign a separate contract for the next project, and just have a contract for each project.
Right.
Okay, so this would be a contract for the pavilion?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then we successfully complete the pavilion, we'll come back and discuss the next project.
Which might not even alter this other than the
Just the description
The
on
description of the
Schedule A of the
project.
project and the compensation on Schedule B and,
Okay.
Schedule C and the scope of services on Schedule B.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Does that sound good, Don?
Yes, sir. And they've been made aware of the requirements for insurance on the county, for the county, which is also specified by the government code. I've given both these gentlemen a copy of the government code for them to review, and so that they're familiar with it. I'm sure they went right home and read it from cover to cover.
Don, you might want to, because we will. I mean, we have to comply to it. It's law.
I will tell you that the only section, and this has been blessed by the county attorney, the only section of the government code that we are bypassing on this is the government code specifies the hiring of an we don't have that good of a lobby. Specifies the requirement of the hiring of an architect or a licensed engineer to oversee the project as well. Again, this government code is the same government code that would be used if we were building a $100 million jail, as we are doing these renovations. And so, my position was that it did not meet the taxpayer's best benefit to spend an additional $25,000 for this small of a project. And the county judge agreed. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Nope.
And the county attorney also agreed. So.
And if you remember, we tried that when we went down the architect path last time, and it was going to get extremely expensive right off the bat before we even did any construction.
So that is the only place we're going off the reservation, but again, the county attorney did not seem concerned about it.
So if we actually enter into this agreement with the Summit Construction, it'll just be for the one project, pavilion only at this time, and then we'll review next. Is that good with you, Don? All right. And then I guess Don will get back with you on the modifications, the input as far as the fees, and then whatever.
Right. I would like to go ahead and if this body would approve, to go ahead and to give contingent approval for the judge to execute based upon those modifications and approval of the county attorney.
Right.
You want a motion?
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we approve the construction management agreement pending modifications to the agreement as presented by the county auditor, the county judge, and pending review of the county attorney.
I have a motion by John.
Second.
Boy, the seconds coming slow today, aren't they? I have a second by Larry. Any further questions or discussion? It's quiet on this end today. All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Thank you, gentlemen. Item number 3, approved budget transfers. None?
None.
No action to be taken on item number 3. Item number 4, pay county bills.
I put the list in here on each one of the desk, a grand total of $9,426.16. The majority of which is the fire department meeting pay, which is $9,200. As you can see, we have broken down, and then we have just a couple of utility bills that we've put in there as well.
I'll make a motion to pay our bills.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Yeah, second.
I have a second by Don. The other end's talking. Do we have any discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against.
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
You have a second?
I have a second by Don. All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Thank you all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You will have another meeting before Christmas.
I know. I know.
Thank you, Don.
Probably more than one.
Cool. If you got any questions at all, feel free to holler at us, and what we can answer, we'll get the attorney to answer. All right. Thanks a lot, Don.
Well, he had one more time.
Been a long time coming, hadn't it? We've been working on that pavilion for
He's
47
been dug in pretty hard, hasn't he?
Oh, I tell you.
right, if we don't touch it, she gets materials and I'll put her down with the bottom.
We'll go out there and get it.
Yep, just
So I don't know what that means, but. I don't know if your mom can handle both of them, so this not yet.
I'm giving you your
Yes,
desk.
I'll put her down.